Hello, you beautiful individuals. Today, we are taking a quick break from reacting to the weakness of Kent Hovind documentary, mostly because my new microphone should be coming tomorrow, thanks to my beautiful viewer and supporter. He got something off my wish list, like pretty much the same day I made it. But yeah, so got microphone, it's on the way, and I just can't even explain how excited I am, and just how I don't know. I'm still really shocked by it. I mean, I was beyond surprised that I got a patron, and then I got two, and then this happened. It's absolutely astonishing to me, and I seriously could not be more grateful. I mean, I understand, there's obviously channels out there with bajillion more patrons and all that kind of stuff, and obviously a lot more subscribers and views, but man, I never expected to have any, let alone two, and somebody who would spend that much money on a microphone for me. I mean, I'm just to say I'm excited. There's no word for it, really. I'm just so grateful. I mean, you guys are amazing. Like, not, and obviously, I'm not just saying the people that support me. I mean, with monetarily, with money. It's like just watching and liking. I mean, the people that I see, especially that come back and comment, and uh, it means a lot. And I just want to say I appreciate all of you. I mean, I know I'm still very small, and I don't know where this might take me. Potentially nowhere, but right now it's a hobby that I really enjoy, and I love all of you. Like, even the people that leave, the negative comments, those are always hilarious and fun to argue with. But yeah, so seriously, just thank you. So today, we're going to look at Matt Powell, official, because why not? I have that debate coming up with, Professor McQueen and about Noah's Ark. So I figured this one's pretty cool one to look at. Noah's flood did happen, and this is why. Yeah, wave emoji. And what is that other one? What is that? I'm looking at it on my computer. What is that? Can someone tell me what that is? Is it like a mountain or crater or volcano? I don't know. Anyway, whatever that second emoji is. So let's jump into it. Nice and short. Hopefully, it won't take too long unless I'm, me and talk too much like usual.
Flood of Noah is a fact of science.
Oh, oh, wow! 2 seconds in, and I have to stop it. The flood of Noah is a fact of science. Interesting. I mean, don't you love how they'll deny all the science in the world to make their narrative fit and to make this young Earth nonsense believable in their ridiculous minds. But when they need it, when they need to make these silly videos, or when they need to apparently use science to claim that Noah's flood is a fact, they love it. They use it every time. Misinterpret it usually, or just straight up not understand it.
It's a fact of history. It's something that we can objectively verify to be true.
Oh.
And the reason that that is because we find 10-mile thick pieces of cold rock that have been subducted down into Earth's hot molten mantle.
What? You mean like tectonic plates and stuff? Do you not know what why the crust moves and like what? Wait, even if so, even if that, what does that have to do with the flood? Why would the flood make pieces of rock go subduct? Which, is that the right word? Subduct? Is that a word? Give me 1 second. I'm about to lose my mind. Okay, yeah, it's 100% a thing. I've just never heard subduction. I mean, in this way, apparently it's like to subtract, withdraw, remove. But the subduction is a geological process. I'm guessing that's what he was going for, obviously. I don't know, I've just never heard it put like that. But anyway, it's definitely not to do with Noah's flood, like at all. Not even a little bit. And we can definitely 100% know that because it's still happening today. It's not like this is something that happened and stopped. Like, we can observe, the Earth, like tectonic plates moving and converging and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's anyway.
Earth's hot molten mantle is about 5 to 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It is extremely hot there. Now, if slow and gradual plate tectonics that took place over millions of years of geological time were what accounts for these rocks being there, then these rocks would have been cooked. They would have joined their neighboring temperatures, they would have melted, we wouldn't have been able to even detect them with tomography. But yet, we've been able to do seismic data scans and find 10-mile thick pieces of oceanic crust that have been subducted that are the same temperature as the surface crust that have not heated up yet.
Okay. So, I suppose I kind of understand where he's trying to come from with this. Now, I definitely am, well, in no way an expert in anything, but definitely not this. But the only thing I gotta say is if it happened rapidly, like you suggest, for one, then why is it still happening today? Why can we observe the movement? But more importantly, why wouldn't it be hot still? I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like, it's what would the difference? I mean, I get you're trying to say it moved in slow, so it wouldn't have, it would have more time to heat up, I suppose. But I don't know why it's not hot to begin with. If somebody does, please leave it in the comments, and maybe I'll look it up. Okay, so I actually looked it up to try to learn something, and apparently, and I'm definitely paraphrasing and will probably get part of this wrong, but actually what's funny is it seems as if it moved fast like he thinks it did, then it would have melted. So apparently, even though I was also falling under this misconception that the mantle of the earth is not all molten, like there's, especially near the crust, is actually solid, but just really hot. And because that rock moves so slow, and it's not into molten rock, it's into solid rock. It's it's only getting, the pressure and heat. It's not building anymore from moving fast. If it were to move really quickly, like he suggested, it would actually heat up way more and then potentially would melt. So the fact that it's solid seems to actually prove that the exact opposite of what he's saying. And there is evidence in scientific papers and stuff that you can look into. I'm not going to link what I just looked up. Feel free to go search it on your own, because I was looking at a billion different things and I don't even remember where to go back to. But yeah, so that's kind of the basic gist of it. Again, paraphrasing, not an expert, didn't understand everything I read, but from what I can gather, that kind of seems to be what's happening. Is basically if it did move fast like he thinks, then it actually would be melted. So we can confirm that Matt Powell is, of course, an idiot. And I am too. But at least I admit it.
This means that these rocks were catastrophically broken up and catastrophically subducted in the recent past and very quickly, and this completely eviscerates the idea that slow and gradual movements in the Earth's crust are what created the geological formations that we see today.
No, actually, it's what you said is completely wrong. It's the exact opposite. Because if we would have had that very fast-moving cataclysmic, subduction, it would have melted from the speed of, the friction and stuff, and you would have actually had probably less crust there like you have. So yeah, you're once again, you are wrong, sir.
Because if it were the case that millions and millions of years of supposed geological time were what caused rocks to get where they are today and geological formations to form in the way that they did, these rocks would not even be able to be detected in any way whatsoever. They would have been undetectable. They would have been cooked.
No, they apparently would have been cooked if they were moving fast, like you claim. But you probably didn't read any of the things that I read, or if you did, just guess they were wrong for whatever reason. You found one paper, maybe, if you even found one, that suggested the opposite, and you went with that. Because, cherry picking. That's kind of your thing, and you're incredulous.
Now, we know that this took place in the recent past because they have not heated up yet. They have not melted, which means that they have not been.
And they have not melted because they're not in molten rock, and it's just not hot enough to melt the crust in that short amount of time. I mean, it sounds like a long period of time. It does. When you say millions of years, even though it's, hundreds of thousands or millions of years, like that's not a long time on an Earth scale. I mean, especially when it's billions of years old. Billions is a massive difference from millions.
There that long.
I think one of their biggest issues is they cannot comprehend scale. Like, they just don't fathom how big a billion actually is. Probably just because they don't believe in it, but anyway.
Now, what would happen if you had something like that happen today? What would happen if you had a 10-mile thick piece of rock from Earth's crust get rapidly subducted into the hot molten mantle? That would cause such catastrophic plate tectonics. We would probably experience another worldwide flood. So, whenever somebody says,
What? What do you mean? Why would we? Like, you're not going to go into anything? It says, if this happened, if we had these 10 whatever kilometers, isn't it 100 kilometers thick? I mean, isn't the crust really thick? Anyway, whatever, 10 kilometers thick crust rapidly subduct, we would have another flood. For no reason, just 'cause. I mean, that's essentially what he's saying.
that the flood of Noah did not happen or that it's a primitive and superstitious idea, they have no idea what they're talking about.
No, Matt, you literally have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, I don't either, but at least I looked something up and tried to learn what I'm talking about a little bit. I mean, you just genuinely have no idea and just run with it anyway. And then lie about stuff or just don't understand it. But I'm guessing lie because, you're Kent Hoban's pseudo child, so, lying's probably your style.
We know that the flood of Noah is a fact because of geology, because of the scientific...
No, you don't. No, you definitely don't. Because geology goes against everything you guys say. It does not believe the world's 6,000 years old. It does not believe mountains and BS was formed rapidly. You're just an idiot. And more importantly, your only reason for this flood is the Bible. That's it. That's the only proof, in quotations, or evidence, whatever, that you have. You just try to cherry pick and find and misrepresent, misunderstand, misinterpret other forms of media that maybe agree with you or kind of do, and then you just run with it to continue fooling people, conning people, lying to them, and taking their money. Ugh.
Facts that we have observed and that we can objectively verify to be true.
Thanks for watching. You are so welcome, Matt. Oh, Matty Powell. That was a painful one. Not that bad. I mean, definitely this is a better experience than some of his other videos I've watched where I got properly angry. But just to keep this as a, normal Matt Powell video, I will end this with a simple fuck you, Matt Powell. Fuck you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.